Hey everyone, Ismael here, founder of iClosed. What you're about to watch here is the replay of a conference I delivered in front of entrepreneurs. And to make sure you get the full value, I'm going to start with a couple of slides so you have the full context. Then we'll cut straight to the live recording. You might recognize some of our customers: Alex Becker from Hyros, Iman Gadzi, Darren Lee, Jordan Platten, Hunter from WOP, and thousands of others who are using iClosed to scale. So I'm going to share with you the sales engine that prints millions with high-ticket funnels used by infopreneurs, coaches, agencies, and SaaS to outperform their competitors, without changing your offer, making more content, or spending more on ads. iClosed is the platform behind coaches, agency, and SaaS leaders who are serious about scaling their business. Our customers are using our high-converting scheduler built for high-ticket sales team to make millions, because they know that traditional calendars don't convert, so they fixed it. All right, let's dive in.
So I started iClosed just because I had myself my own high-ticket offer. I was doing exactly like you, and I was helping people to become appointment setter and closer, and I was then staffing them into company just like yours in the French market. And we did that a lot. So if there's any French person here, normally you see me over and over and over for multiple years because we were blasting on ads. So the offer was around $4,000. So basically you came to me and we teach you sales and we staff you into a company hiring a high-ticket closer or a high-ticket appointment setter. And this worked pretty well because 70% of our traffic was coming from YouTube ads. I love YouTube ads because you put your credit card, you spend millions, you make millions. It's easy, no content. And the funnel was really simple. It was an opt-in, so we get the email. And after that, we send them to a VSL, a video of like 15, 20 minutes where we explain them exactly how it works. And after that, they book a call. So that was 70% of the traffic. The rest was coming more from a live webinar because if the people don't convert into a specific format, they need another format. So the video is, VSL is a video that you can play whenever you want. And a webinar is more like engaging. It's more live. People feel like they connect with you. So it's a better way to convert. And in a few years, we staffed more than 10,000 sales reps into high-ticket businesses. And we staff them into over 1,000 companies. So agency, SaaS, and coaches also. We made over $10 million in sales over that. And we spend money, millions and millions of dollars in YouTube, Meta, and TikTok ads. Bottom line, we've seen, because not only because we had 50 sales reps in my own company, but also because we staffed all of those sales reps, those thousands of sales reps into different industry and companies. So I've saw gurus, famous entrepreneurs that pretend they know what they're doing, but actually they don't, because they don't even know their closing rate, they don't know their churn rate, and they hire a closer and they treat them like disposable. Like they hire, they close, and then they throw them away. Just because salespeople are usually commission only, so it doesn't cost the company to hire a high-ticket closer or high-ticket setter. And they think that because they don't pay, it doesn't cost them anything, but actually it costs them millions, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So at the end of the day, this is what's happening. So you have a marketing team and a sales team. The sales team is always complaining about the leads not being qualified, a lead not showing up on the call. And then on the other side, you have the marketing team saying, why is the closer not able to close the deal? And then you end up with a CEO in the between, and he's like, what is happening? Who is in charge here? Because the CEO, he hired those salespeople. He's hoping that they know what they're doing, but they don't. And he hired also this marketer that supposedly with Meta, YouTube ads, will be able to bring the money. But at the end, nobody does. And do you know what's the best thing those CEO are coming up with to fix the problem? Shooting more content. This is the best idea they come up with. I don't really know why. Maybe because they like to make video, they like to make content, and they feel good about the likes and the fame and the vanity metrics, but it doesn't work. Because this happens no matter the funnel. because they always end the same way. They always end with a calendar and a sales team. Because at the beginning, what's happening is that you're alone, you're making some videos, people know you, people like you, people trust you, and they book a call with you. And since they saw you for days and weeks, when they hop on a call with you, they're gonna buy because you're the person on the sales call. So you start to make money. 5K, 8K, it's good. Life is good. You're living in Bali or whatever. You're making $20,000, $30,000. You're living the life. So you pull out your calculator and you're like, wait a minute. I'm about to become rich. Well, not really, because between where you are and where you want to be, there is something I call the high ticket tax. And the problem with the high ticket tax is that this happens to every business, no matter the size, no matter how famous they are, even the biggest people, biggest marketer on earth, they face that on different level. And when you're gonna face one of those, you're gonna think back on that. So you're here, and now you start to make money, but you can't really do the content and do the sales call at the same time. So what you do is that you need to free up some time. So the first thing you do is that you hire some closers. You hire some closers, you put them on the offer. And remember, you were closing at 60, 70% closing rate. Life was good. But then now you just hired a closer, and of course, he's not you. People don't know him. So the closing rate go down to 15, 10%. That's bad. So you're looking for some solutions, and you go online, you go on YouTube, and people tell you hire an appointment setter. You hire an appointment setter, 2 appointment setter, another closer. Now you're having more people in the team, and they need to eat because, again, they're only commission-based. So you need more volume. And to give them more volume, you need to spend money on ads. But when you spend money on ads, the closing rate go down. And now you really can't take it anymore. You're tired, you're burned out, and you're like, I need someone to just take care of that, because you also have to shoot content, make some TikTok videos, and take care of your customer. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna hire a sales manager. He's gonna solve my problem. But no, because he comes and then he adds a CRM, tracking, processes that nobody follows, and the show-up rate go down. Show-up rate is how many people booking for and coming on with you on the sales call. That's bad. It's a mess. Any experienced entrepreneur know that complexity grow as you scale, and that's completely fine. And if by any chance you make it past the 200K mark a month, maybe because you had like 4 years of content, you build trust with your audience, and then they just like basically book a call, and they don't really need to get sold. They just buy. If you make it past that, I've never seen anybody make it past that one. Because the backend tax, with all these people, all this ad spend, and all of those software, make it almost impossible to scale your trucks. They know that. You should too. So today, I'm going to share with you the 3 unfair advantages to make your funnel insanely more profitable. The first is the simple tweak to increase your lead generation by 200% without making some TikToks, spending money on ads, or changing your whole funnel. The second one, I'm going to show you the money routing, how to double your close rate without doubling the chaos. And the third is sales tracking. How do you track your sales team accurately, and how do you feed that back to the AI ad platforms? So then the AI gets smarter and the targeting gets smoother and go and get you the best customer. The customer that pays, the customer that shows up on a call, the customer that makes you money. And if you don't do those things, your competitor will. So let's start with the first one. So you drive traffic to your calendar, to your website, with organic or ads. and you send people from a VSL to webinar, and then they book a call with a calendar with your sales team. The more qualified appointment you get, the more money you make. And hopefully you're already making multiple $1 million per year with this system. Well, I'm sorry to say, but there's another tax. The calendar tax. Because people come to your scheduler, they want to book a call, but they don't. Actually, 78% of your traffic is not booking a call when they see the calendar page. Who booked a call previously with the sales team? Ever? Right? Okay. So you go, you book a call, but you're in different time zone. You don't find the right time. You're like, okay, I'm going to do it later. Because the next time is like 2 a.m. You don't have the time for that. So you bounce. They saw your content, they saw your ads, they saw your VSL. You did most of the work at that point, but they leave. And just like Tony is saying, one of our customers, when customers are worth thousands, you can't afford to lose a single one. So they go back and they buy from your competitors just because the calendar didn't do the job. That's bad. With iClosed, we flipped it. So we capture the leads before. Normal scheduler, what they do is that they take the time, they put it here, so the lead comes, he don't find the right time, he bounces. With iClosed, we blur the time, simple. We capture the phone number first, and as soon as you put the phone number, even if you don't do anything, we capture the leads. That's genius. And then it's sent back to your CRM, everything is tracked, it's amazing. You should try it. So with normal scheduler, you only get the call booked, but with iClosed, you're getting those three. So let's start with the potential. Potential is as soon as you put the phone number, even if you take it's there, okay? Then the second one is actually the qualified, is the leads who actually go through the whole scheduler, fill out the whole form, you ask question like company size, what is your age, why do you want to book a call with us, do you want to do it now, qualification questions. And so they fill the whole scheduler, but they don't find the time, those are captured. And here you have the disqualified, and I'm going to show you in a minute how you can disqualify leads to save time. And after that, you have the call booked. Here you can see Layla, she was working on Microsoft. Now she 8x her lead generation just by using iClosed. Remy, 758 extra lead first week. So on top of capturing the leads before, what you have to keep in mind is that iClosed is a conversion rate optimized scheduler. So everything has been designed to increase conversion. Normal scheduler, they show all the questions up front. Nobody likes to fill a form with 20 questions at once. We don't have the time to do that. But with iClosed, we open the field dynamically. So as soon as you put your phone number, your name, you have additional questions that's showing up. So then the lead is like, okay, I'm already in the flow. Let's answer this question. Let's answer this question, okay? And just like that, you increase your lead generation. It's proven to increase your conversion by 278%, and it's proven by Unbound study. Do you get it? Now, you're going to get more leads without spending more on ads, no TikTok, more content, just by using this scheduler. So that's good. Now you're getting more leads. Wait, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm going to show you the money. I'm going to show you exactly how we made millions with that. So this is, for the first time, I'm revealing the stats of closing mastery. We had 40,000 calls booked. That's a lot of calls. I told you we had like more than 50 sales reps. And out of those 40,000 calls booked, we got, on top of that, we got 53,000 leads that actually never booked a call. So my competitor never got those leads. That's why we were able to outperform them. And here you can see 25,000 potential. So 25,000 people just put the phone number and then bounce. We got them. Here, 3,200 leads that fill the whole form. and didn't find the right time because we're blasting with webinars, spending millions on ads. Sales reps are changing their availability all every day. So of course, sometimes we don't have the good time. And 24,000 disqualified. I'm going to explain in a minute what is it. So here's what we do with those leads. So here's 28,000 extra lead. So as soon as the lead comes in and don't book a call, we have a Slack notification with an appointment setter calling the lead as soon as possible. This is one of the most important things. The speed to lead is the biggest indicator of success. If you come and then you leave your phone number and we call you 3 days later, it doesn't work. The lead comes, Slack notification, appointment setter. Hey John, it's Ismael from Closing Mastery. I saw that you tried to book a call. Oh yeah, I didn't find the right time. No problem. Can we rebook you tomorrow 9 a.m.? Good, done. Invitation sent. That's it. Just like that, you're making, well, it's crazy. So we are able to rebook 26% of those leads, which means that we get 7,439 extra calls without spending more on ads. No dances. The show up rate on those calls was 70%. The closing rate is 15%. We get 781 extra sales, which means at the price point at $4,000, we made $3,124,000 extra money. It's crazy. Well, our competitor were not even able to do that. And keep in mind, this is just extra cash. This is on top of this cash. We made millions with this one. $3,124,000. This is just insane. And the money was there. I just had to take it. No content, no more ads, nothing else. Without changing the offer. So if you're not doing that, you're literally burning cash. That's bad. You don't want to burn cash. That's what we call the iClosed effect. You get it? Now let's talk about the unfair advantage number 2, the money about it. How to double your sales without doubling the kills. So I explained about those 24,000 disqualified leads, but let me go more in details. So since we were teaching people how to become an appointment setter or closer, we saw that there's some people that actually were not converting. The people who are below 18 years old, they're just taking a time with my closers. The people who don't have the money, they're just taking the time of my closers. And it's bad because as a CEO, I want to keep my best sales rep busy with qualified leads. Because if they waste their time, they're not going to be happy. If they're not going to be happy, they're not going to close. If they don't going to close, they're going to leave. If they leave, they're going to go work with my competitors. And I'll have to retrain someone else. And retrain someone else is going to take me time. I need to give them leads that they're not going to close. So it's just a really bad feedback loop. And on top of that, basically, each call is 1 hour. So I saved 24,500 hours. So 24,000 hours is basically 3,000 working days wasted at 8 hours a day, or 12 years of full-time job. So this is what my competitor get. I didn't. That's bad. So your sales team is wasting time on calls that never closed, when you could qualify them before they even book. Again, you're capturing the leads, you're getting more revenue out of that. Now we're talking about saving time and doubling the closing rate. So the cool thing with iClosed is that any question that you have in your scheduler is actually a qualification question. So you can turn any question into a qualification. The first is just the country. Anyone who spent millions on ads know that when you're spending a lot of money on ads, you're getting people from everywhere. different country, and also when you're not actually spending on ads, when you're also doing organic content. So for example, if you take a look to Iman Ghazi, the reason why he's taking iClosed is because he have a YouTube channel. It's in the whole world. Everybody can see the content, but there's some people in certain region, they're just not gonna buy his high ticket program. So why he should book a call, why he should take 1 hour of his sales team for every of those appointments. So you can just disqualify them, saving time. Otherwise, you have to have like the team 10 times bigger. And again, more management, more tracking is just more expensive. So you can ask questions also like, what is your current revenue? If you're B2B, what is your team size, company size, any question. And people are happy to fill those forms, and you can disqualify based on that. You can validate email and phone number to make sure that the people are actually serious. And actually, let me go back. Credit score. It's absolutely crazy. So now with iClosed, what you can do is that it's only in the US. Whenever someone put the phone number, we know how much he has in the bank account. We are able to know exactly what is the credit score of every person in the US who filled the form. And we can qualify based on that. So imagine someone, you only want to work with people who are above 800 credit score. You can do that. Because think about it. Why are you asking so many questions in your scheduler? You want to know 2 things. First, do you want to do it? Second, do you have the money? And the more question you add in your scheduler, the more friction you have, the more friction, the less conversions. So let's get the money out of the table because we can already do it. So now you can only ask question about, do you want to do it? So now you're getting more leads. You're only getting more qualified appointment. Let's say you have 2 closers, Thomas and John. Thomas is senior, John just started. The closing rate is quite different, 40%, 20%. And something people don't understand about the closing rate is that 40% and 20% is double. It's like you make 100K a month or you make 200K a month. It's a lot. Let's say you have a big well, a big customer coming in. Who should get a call? Thomas, obviously, because you're doubling your chances of closing the deal. But no scheduler does that beside of iClosed. We call this the money array. You send the best lead to the best closer. And if you have a big company, maybe you have a scheduler and then you're doing marketing services, and based on a specific type of avatar, you have someone in your team that can address the problems and can sell the product better. Why? You should just get the call. No rescheduling, because the more steps you add, the more friction, the less conversions. Do you get? So now you start to understand that with iClosed, you're stacking unfair advantages on top of each other. The first, you boost the lead generation. The second, you disqualify the tire kickers. You route the best lead to the best closers. Meanwhile, your competitor, they're still fighting about why are you guys not closing? That's what we call the iClosed effect. But wait, there's more. Now, we're going to talk about how do you take all of this information and actually track it. Because it's good to be able to send, route, capture, but if you're not able to measure, again, you can only improve what you can measure. And also being able to send that back to the ad platform. Because actually when you spend money on ads, you have a pixel on your website. And the pixel know everything that's happening on your website. And the problem with the sales team is that the sales happen on the phone, and the Meta, YouTube, TikTok is not with you on the sales call. So he doesn't know if this lead is qualified, if he's not. And your competitor and yourself still today are optimizing on bad data. Bad data because, first of all, you don't even know your own KPIs. So how is the AI ad platform is supposed to know that? I'm going to go into that more deeply. So this is how sales team are being tracked correctly. Company use CRM and a Google Sheet. CRM is a customer relationship manager. It's good to be able to manage your leads, manage the pipelines, and have a simple idea of what's going on. But the sales manager don't know what's happening. He's like, why are you guys not updating the tracker? Who wants to update this thing? Nobody wants to update that. It's disgusting. Don't do that. That's bad. And the consequence is simple. You have a negative feedback loop. The closer are not closing. The manager don't know what's happening. And the marketer don't know what to do. And you can have as many meetings as you want. You can go in the sales recording and everything. It's bad. It's like, just take it, trash it. The worst thing is, like, it's not even their fault. Everybody is trying to do their best because, again, the sales guys, they're only paid on commission. So they only get paid if they close. They really want to do their best. And I staff thousands of them. I know that. And the manager, same. He's only paid based on commission. He really wants to do his job. Only sometimes the marketer gets a cut on the ad spend. That's something you have to be worried about. Anyway, the system is broken and everybody is confused. And to make it even worse, as I was explaining, the ad platform are blind, hence optimizing on bad data. So your team is blind, the marketing is blind. You are. So the good news is that that's another opportunity for you to outperform your competitors. And that's why we built iClosed. So again, iClosed is more than a scheduler. iClosed is a platform built for and by a revenue team for marketer, sales manager, closers, appointment setters, and CEOs. You're going to get one single point of truth where you're going to be able to track your whole sales team. Know exactly the conversion rate, the revenue, because you can integrate with Stripe, you can integrate with any payment provider, and you know exactly the closing rate of your sales team without having to ask the sales manager. And we push all of this data to the CRM. So HubSpot, Go High Level, Close, because we are not a CRM. We are a scheduler and a sales intelligence tool. And also we can push that to Meta, Google Ads, and TikTok ads because we have an integration with Hyros. So now you're getting a positive feedback loop. The closer know exactly what they're doing. They can track the appointment setter who is booking the call for the closer. He knows that this lead has been closed, so he's more excited because salespeople are just like, they need the hype. They need to know that things are going well. They need to get motivated every single day. They need to see the stats. And that's the same thing for the sales manager. The manager can now help the closer and the appointment setter to perform better. That's just better. And the marketer know now exactly what type of marketing campaigns are performing, and then you can just improve. So imagine being able to know exactly why people are not buying, who is in the follow-up, the type of objection that you're getting. Because if you're getting a lot of money or partner objection, what you're going to do as a marketer, you take this information and you create some content that you're going to push on ads to handle the objection before the call. Because all of those objections can be handled earlier. Basically, you want to turn your sales teams into orders takers. As an entrepreneur, I don't like to rely on people. I don't want to rely on people. I prefer to rely on tools and software that tells me exactly what to do next. And imagine now having this information, how valuable is it, this information? And imagine this information being fed to the ad platform, so now they know exactly who is showing up on the call. So now Meta, YouTube, and TikTok ads would target people that are most likely to show up and most likely to buy. That's the integration with Hyros, Google Tag Manager, Meta, and TikTok. So now with iClosed, you now understand how we are stacking the benefit, being able to get more leads than your competition, 200% extra leads, being able to disqualify the tire kickers automatically, route the best lead to the best closer in order to close more deals and double your close rate. And on top of that, know exactly what's happening and feed that back to the AI. We just saw the three-pillar and fair advantage to be able to scale your sales team. And now you know exactly the sales engine that prints millions with high-ticket funnels without making ridiculous TikTok dances, changing your content, or spending more on ads. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.